your brain actually has more number of neural connections in it than the stars in our galaxy. Isn't that brilliant? So up until recently, it was believed that the number of neurons you were born with were the only number of neurons you would have throughout the course of your lifespan. But research in the recent decades has proved otherwise. So your brain can actually develop new neurons as well as new neural connections amongst these neurons through a process called adult neurogenesis. And this specifically happens in the part of our brain called the hippocampus. Have you heard of it? Yeah, so as many of you know, the hippocampus is responsible for learning and memory. So throughout the course of your life, if you've ever picked up a new skill, learned a new hobby, it's because of neurogenesis in your hippocampus, right? So now that we know that neurogenesis is important for learning, the question arises, is this something that is in your control? What do you think? Are there things that we can do, things that we should avoid that might increase or improve the process of neurogenesis? Yeah? So here's where I'm going to do a small pop quiz with you guys. I'm going to list a few activities and I want you to tell me if you think it increases neurogenesis or decreases neurogenesis. Alright, let's start. So the first one is learning. What do you think? Perfect. What about stress? Bang on. What about sleep deprivation? Decreases, absolutely. So as a lot of you know, it is when you sleep that your short-term memory actually consolidates into long-term memory. So if you're learning new information or new skill and you want to retrieve it, recall it at a later point, you actually need to get good quality and quantity sleep. Yeah? Next one is intimacy. Decreases. Can I hear why? Okay, something's wrong, definitely. Visit me after. Yeah, so of course, we're social beings. We need to be intimate. We need healthy, intimate relationship. But here's the key, it's balance. Too much intimacy shouldn't lead to sleep deprivation, y'all. What about aging? Confused? Decrease? Yeah. So actually, as you age, the process of neurogenesis slows down, but you can protect your brain from this by engaging in learning, getting good quality sleep, having intimate relationships, staying active, because all of that will protect your brain from allowing it to still keep generating new neurons. Finally, physical activity. Increases? Yeah. So physical activity is a big one. It actually increases the size of your hippocampus and it also leads to the secretion of really important neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. All of them are very helpful for your mood, so keeping you happy, keeping you motivated, helping you learn and pay attention better. Okay? So now that we know physical activity is helpful, I want you all to stand up and join me for a quick 30-second spot jog. Yeah? Whoever's comfortable. Okay, let's begin. Faster. Get that blood running. Come on, increase that heart rate. Very good. I love it. All of you are participating. Another 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Have a seat. Hope all of you are feeling a little bit more energetic now. So it's not just about creating new neurons that is important. It's actually about developing connections amongst these neurons that is important for neuroplasticity. Yeah? So what is neuroplasticity? It's actually your brain's ability to change and adapt based on the experiences that you have. And the more neuroplastic your brain is, the more sharp you are. Okay? So now we're going to do another small activity for which I need you all to stand up again. And I want you all to raise your right arm out and twist behind. So take note of who you can see, what you can see whilst you're twisting behind. Just make a mental note, okay? You don't need to look at me. And now twist back. Okay. You can put your arm down and close your eyes. Simply follow my instructions, alright? So I want you to visualize that you have lifted your right arm up again. You don't have to. Just visualize that you have, and you're twisting back like you did. You don't need to do it right now. You simply need to imagine. Try to recreate the faces of the people you saw, the images you saw. And now I want you to imagine that you're twisting twice as much as you did the first time. So feel that stretch in your back, your chest. Really twist that body, your mind. And now I want you to think that you're twisting thrice as much as you did. You are made of elastic, of jello. You're twisting around and around yourself. Finally, you're twisting 4 times as much as you did. And now slowly I want you to unwind and come back to starting position. You can open your eyes, sorry. Yeah? Now I want you to do it with me again. Lift your right arm and twist as much as you can. You can come back and have a seat. So tell me, the second time around, who could twist further behind? Yeah? Amazing. So that's the power of your brain. The first time you did this activity, did you feel like you could twist that much? Or did you feel like, no man, that's the extent, I can't twist further? Yeah? A lot of us, when we did this the first time, thought that's the extent to which we can stretch. But when we visualize this, we imagine this, our brain actually started creating new connections and new pathways that allowed us to believe that we can stretch further. Right? So for your brain, doing something and thinking of doing something is the same thing. So if you were to scan the brain of a person who's playing tennis versus of a person who's thinking about playing tennis, the same part of their brain lights up. Okay? So the way you talk to yourself is super important. Your narrative, your self-talk is what seals the deal. And think about it. If you were to go into a presentation thinking you're going to fail, you're going to mess up, everybody's going to laugh at you, it's probably going to happen. But if you went in feeling confident, like you know everything, you're probably going to succeed at it. Yeah? So keep an eye on that self-talk. It's really helpful. Okay. So now that we know that neuroplasticity is so important, I'm going to do another activity with you. And for this, all I need is your hand. Okay? So ball your fists like this. With one hand, I want you to give me a thumbs up. And with the other hand, I want you to stick your pinky out at the same time. Okay, I'm going to put my mic down for this. Okay, so now I want you to switch. With the first hand, stick your pinky out, and the second hand, give me a thumbs up. Got it? Now I want you to switch back. Now we're going to do this a couple of times, okay? Switch. 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 One last time, switch. Thank you for joining me. How was that? Easy? It gets easier, absolutely. So of course, the first time you do this, it's difficult for your brain to actually do it right because the left hemisphere of your brain controls your right hand and the right hemisphere of your brain controls your left hand. And our hands are used to mirroring each other, yeah? So when you did this activity right now, your brain actually started creating more neural pathways between the left and right hemisphere of your brain. And that helps your brain from neurodegenerative diseases such as dementia and Alzheimer's. Yeah, so try and do this for a minute a day. And the idea is to just keep your brain learning, keep your brain engaged in doing something new. Because as you practice, this is going to get easier. Once it gets easy, switch it up. Okay, do something else. Whether that's learning a new hobby, picking up a new skill, or even a new language. But keep your brain learning. Okay? So here's where I want you to make a pact with me that you're going to try to learn something new this year. Yeah? No? Yeah? Okay. I'm sure a lot of you will tell me, Yoshita, where's the time? Where am I going to find time to learn all of these things? So let's be real. Who over here looks at their phone first thing in the morning? Last thing at night? Who spends more time with their devices than their partner? Exactly. We're all so used to being on our devices, we're used to being constantly bombarded with notifications, social media, emails, you name it. And you know why that's happened? It's because our brain has forgotten how to be bored. Think of the last time you sat down to read a book or simply have a one-on-one conversation with a friend. Did you feel agitated? Did you feel like picking up your phone, checking your notifications? Some of us, yes, have developed that, and that's because our brain is so used to being overstimulated with information. It's not that you're getting distracted, your brain's baseline has just changed, and we constantly need that stimulation. Okay, so here's where I want to encourage you to learn how to be bored again. Next time you're waiting in line for a coffee, or you're waiting at a red signal in your car, don't pick up your phone, just be. Because it's when you're bored the magic happens. It's when you're bored your brain has the time to make connections amongst all the ideas that you have, all the knowledge you've learned, and that's what leads to these eureka moments. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have had great ideas in the shower, yeah, or whilst driving your car when your mind is relaxed. Yeah, so let your brain be bored. That's where the magic happens. Speaking of creativity, I want you all to join me for a creativity-based exercise now. It's called the alternate use activity. So all of you know what a pen does, right? It helps us to write. I want you to give me some creative uses that we can put a pen to. Yeah? Perfect. Tie your hair. Yeah? What else? Throw it at someone. Perfect. Writing. That's the generic one, yeah? Open a box. Amazing. Yeah? Fidgeting. A big one. Play with the cat. That's cute. I like it. Yeah? Use it as a? Perfect. Use it as a support. Yeah? Create. It's a magic wand. What else? Anything else? Okay. Sorry? Use it as a bookmark. Perfect. Absolutely. So there's so much more that we can actually do with a pen. Now, why did I make you think of this? It sounds silly, but it actually develops the abstract thinking ability of our brain. Okay, and you know who's really good at this? Children, absolutely. Why is that? Absolutely, they have no limit. They don't have the concept of functional fixedness, which basically means that one thing can be used for one function only. Yeah? So I'm sure if you've gifted a child a toy that comes in a box, they'll play with the toy a little, but they'll really go all out with that box, yeah? Because that box presents them with endless opportunities. It can be a box that takes them to space, it can be a house, it can be a cow, you name it, right? And that's something we can actually learn from children. Yeah? Because as we grow older as adults, our thinking becomes far more rigid. We become inflexible, and that could apply to ideas about the world, ideas about other people, but most importantly about yourself. Yeah? So this is something we learn from children. So here are 3 key takeaways that I'd like to leave you all with today. One is never stop learning. So it could just be that you take a new route to office today, or maybe you try a new language, or you simply try to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Keep it challenging, keep it fun, keep learning. The second one is reacquaint yourself to the art of boredom, because that's where creativity and the magic happens. And the third is to be playful. So remember, when you're getting too serious, life is getting too serious, remember that inner child in you, and remember to get playful. Okay? So all of those are going to help you develop your neuroplasticity. That being said, I'd like to introduce you to what we at Evolve Brain Training do. We are a neurofeedback therapy center, and we help individuals, both children and adults, achieve their peak performance, so improve their focus, memory, stress management, you name it. And basically this entire process is through the use of technology. Okay? So think of it like a mirror. Every time you cross a mirror and you notice your hair is out of place, you get this feedback and you fix your hair, right? That's what we're doing with your brain. So we show your brain its activity in real time, and when it recognizes it's doing something wrong, it learns how to auto-correct and self-regulate. Yeah? So drop by at our booth for a brain mapping assessment. It's a quick 15-minute assessment where we use EEG sensors to read your brainwave activity and give you a real-life picture of where your brain is not functioning to its optimum potential. Based on this, we can create a training program for you to help you get to where you need to be. Okay? So that's about it from me. Thank you guys. You've been an amazing audience. You can follow us on Instagram or visit us for a chat. We're straight down, take a left, second booth to your right. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What a nice way to start the day. We're using our brains.
Sorry?
It's a nice way to start the day.
Yeah?
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions before we zoom out?
Thank you so much for a very inspiring start to the day. I always say it happens twice. Once you think about it in your real life, it actually manifests, so it's just confirmed it. But the question is really, how much do you work with children that have ADHD deficiency?
So much. In fact, 60%. Exactly. Both children and adults these days, by the way. So 60% of the population that comes to our center struggle with ADHD, mild, moderate or severe. And we've had a really good success rate, touch wood. So if you have
some cases you will share possibly? Right.
Absolutely, please drop by. I'd love to speak to you about this.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry? Next session? I think at 11:30. I'm not sure who's on the agenda.
Let me know when you have time.